balanced, fair and sensitive to the living conditions of ordinary South Africans. Energy reform must not only guarantee stability of supply, but also affordability, so that electricity becomes an enabler of growth and dignity, not a barrier to the development. Other SOEs are stabilizing, including Transnet, is addressing port congestion through the freight logistics roadmap. SAA has resumed regional routes, and DNL has secured contracts that retain critical engineering capacity. These are green shoots that are reflecting on the work that is being done practically as we speak. Recent Ipsos surveys confirm both the scale of the challenges and the opportunities before us. 22% of South Africans believe the country is moving in the right direction, but unemployment, crime and corruption, and the rising cost of living dominate our concerns and resolve to overcome them. The ANC does not deny these realities. Rather, we confront them with a clear program to restore safety, create jobs, reduce household pressures, and intensify the fight against corruption. In this regard, the ANC reiterates its full support for the Madanga Commission of Inquiry, established to investigate serious allegations affecting the integrity of state institutions by the President of the Republic and of the ANC, Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa. The Commission is evidence of the ANC's fight against corruption and maladministration. We note that names of individuals may arise in testimony or submissions. We emphasize that all those mentioned will have the right to reply and the opportunity to clear their names in line with our constitutional values of fairness and justice. Equally, the SIU report on Tembisa Hospital has laid bare disturbing patterns of procurement irregularities and criminality. The ANC welcomes the work of the SIU in exposing these networks, which have siphoned the resources meant for the most vulnerable in our society. This demonstrates once again that our state institutions are working to uncover wrongdoing and hold perpetrators accountable. The ANC will continue to support law enforcement agencies and Parliament in ensuring that those implicated face the full might of the law. We support the arrests of anyone because no one is above the law. But equally of importance is the convictions. We state without hesitation, no member of the African National Congress has ever been given a mandate to be corrupt. Any member who engages in corruption stands alone, outside the traditions, values, and discipline of the ANC. Corruption is treason against the people. It robs the poor, undermines service delivery, and desecrates the sacrifices that gave birth to our democracy. As you would have witnessed in the recent past, no member of the ANC implicated in corrupt activities, allegedly so, appearing in court will be supported by members of the ANC in colors or anything of that sort. Members of the ANC who are facing allegations of corruption, they will step aside from their roles as individuals, including their membership to the African National Congress. There will be no support in T-shirt and ANC colors to any member who's facing these particular challenges. They must do so on their own and respect the standing of the African National Congress in society. And they must do so in their own name and right. The ANC position is unmistakable. We'll never defend corruption. We will expose it, confront it, and defeat it. Even so, if today this statement is unbelievable in the broader society, we will work very hard to ensure that in the mindset of our people, this statement, through our deeds and actions, become a reality. Those who commit acts of corruption cannot hide behind the ANC, cannot drag our name into their crimes, and cannot claim legitimacy from the movement. The ANC will not sink with those who choose the path of corruption. Those who betray the people for personal gain will be isolated. If they are convicted, they will be disciplined and removed from our membership. Renewal means drawing a line. Those on the side of corruption place themselves outside the ANC. Our fight against corruption is not borrowed from anywhere. It is the ANC's own fight, guided by the policies and resolutions of our conferences. In government, this is implemented through consequence management, lifestyle audits, procurement reforms, and the strengthening of institutions such as the SIU and the NPA. Lifestyle audits begin with the executive. We have been updated that the executive, led by President Ramaphosa, have undertaken lifestyle audits for all cabinet ministers in government. The ANC as a party will follow suit in terms of lifestyle audits for all our members in different layers of leadership in our organization. And once that model of undertaking lifestyle audits and the appointment of credible institutions to undertake this mission, we will make it public that any leader of the ANC in a position of responsibility, not only those who are in government, will be subjected to this. We implore on government to make public the outcome of the lifestyle audits for cabinet ministers in government. And this must happen without any delay. We have been updated and informed by government and the president that this work has been undertaken and all ministers are subjecting themselves through government, through this lifestyle audits in government. When action is taken against wrongdoing, it is because the ANC has resolved that corruption must be rooted out whenever it hides whoever is implicated, whatever the cost. The ANC is unwavering in its commitment to a South Africa free of corruption, a country where public resources serve the people, not thieves, where government is an instrument of transformation, not personal enrichment, where accountability is the standard, not exception. The African National Congress emerges from yesterday's by-elections with renewed confidence and pride, having secured important victories in Ward 5, Elundini sub-region in Jo'qhabi region of the Eastern Cape, and Ward 10 in Greater Tshwane, Gauteng. We thank residents, voters, volunteers, activists, and supporters who stood firmly with the movement. These victories are not just electoral wins. They are proof that the ANC continues to lead, and continues to inspire the confidence of our people. These victories are a mandate for us to intensify renewal, deepen accountability, and accelerate transgender. The renewal of the ANC is not an abstract slogan. It is lived daily through the discipline of our comrades and cadreship and activists in general, the accountability of our councillors, and the active participation of our volunteers in communities. Across provinces and regions, the ANC is intensifying organizational work. Branches are reconnecting with the communities. Provincial and regional structures of service and activists are already on the ground, ensuring that the ANC remains present in the daily struggles of our people. Already regional conferences have been successfully convened across our provinces, reflecting the vitality of our structures. In the Eastern Cape, the Krisani, O.R. Tambo, Alfred Nzo, and Joe Kabi regions have completed their conferences, while Nelson Mandela and Dr. W.P. Khubusana regions are at an advanced stages. In Limpopo, all 5 regions, Sikukuni, Bembe, Norman Mashabani, Pitamukaba, and Waterberg, have convened their regional conferences. In Mpumalanga, both Ehlanzeni and Khersibanda regions have completed their processes, their conferences as well, while Nkangala is finalizing preparations. And this will be our last regional conference in this province of Mpumalanga. In Gauteng, Ekurhuleni has successfully convened, while Johannesburg, Tshwane, and Sidibenga are ready to proceed pending dispute resolutions. These conferences are not merely organizational rituals. They are platforms of accountability, unity, and renewal. They reaffirm the strength of our democratic traditions inside the ANC, where branches and delegates shape the direction of the movement. Above all, the ANC is clear. Those who represent our people must embody the highest standards of service, loyalty, and humility. Renewal means placing the people at the center, never personal ambition. It is this discipline and selflessness that will once again inspire the confidence of our people and secure victory for the ANC. We will convene a special National Executive Committee meeting from this coming Saturday to Monday, October, at the Birchwood Hotel, O.R. Tambo Conference Center. This NEC will deliberate and resolve on critical matters, finalize guidelines on the list process. This is the process of selecting candidates for local government elections and key questions of economic development. These discussions are central to strengthening organizational renewal, ensuring integrity and accountability in candidate selection, and sharpening the ANC's response to the pressing economic challenges facing our people. We have just adopted the action plan that is now in motion on local government, as we will have reflected through Ipsos and other credible institutions in our country. The key question before all of us as citizens of our country is unemployment, crime, and the standard of living amongst our people. Therefore, we are going to also implement an action plan as the African National Congress to implore on our public representatives, in particular national government, to implement in terms of reversing the distress with regard to economic challenges facing our people. Our priority is to ensure that all the priorities we have identified in the January 8th statement and also in our manifesto are actually implemented decisively by our government. Economic reforms are important, and therefore we need to accelerate the pace with regard to this. And by Monday, when we finish, the President will deliver an economic action plan, like we did with local government, on what we are going to do as the ANC to address the economic situation in our country. We will, of course, improve on the selection of public representatives for local government. We need to do better going forward, based on our experience of the public representatives we have selected in the past and who are still serving at the present. But going into the future, what is it that we need to do to improve on credible public representatives to those that we have at the present moment, who most of them, without any doubt, are doing an important job at the local government level. The African National Congress continues to play its role as part of the global progressive movement. At the United Nations General Assembly, the President reaffirmed South Africa's principled positions on Palestine, economic sovereignty, and multilateralism. The ANC commends the courageous South African activists who have joined the global Samud flotilla, a powerful symbol of international solidarity with the Palestinian people. Their journey, which echoes our own struggle for freedom from apartheid, stands as a testament to our nation's enduring commitment to justice, human rights, and international law. We salute their principled stand, which reflects the values of the ANC and aligns with our government's historic action at the International Court of Justice against Israeli apartheid and genocide. The flotilla is not only a humanitarian mission, it is a vital, non-violent act of defiance against the illegal blockade of Gaza, and a moral statement against the daily injustices and suffering imposed on the Palestinian people. The ANC calls on Israel to immediately desist from obstructing this humanitarian effort and to respect international law. We further call on the international community to provide protection and support to those on board who are now facing intimidation and unlawful threats from the Israeli Navy. Their courage should inspire us all to intensify the global campaign to end the occupation, lift the blockade, and secure freedom and dignity for the people of Palestine. The ANC is engaged in a solemn and dignified process of exhuming and repatriating the mortal remains of our combatants who fell in Angola during the difficult years of exile and armed struggle. This historic task is being carried out in partnership with liberation movements, the government of Angola, and the South African government to ensure that those who paid the ultimate price for our freedom are honored with dignity. It is more than a logistical exercise. It is a profound act of remembrance and justice. By bringing our heroes and heroines home, we preserve our shared history. We reconnect families with their loved ones, and we teach new generations about the sacrifices that underpin the democracy we enjoy today. The ANC regards this process as a sacred duty, rooted in our values of respect, solidarity, and loyalty to those who carried the spear of liberation into battle. In collaboration with the Russian Embassy and relevant ANC subcommittees, the African National Congress will host the ANC SACP MK and Soviet Solidarity exhibition under the theme Solidarity in Action, honoring the role of the Soviet Union and Cuba in supporting Southern Africa's liberation struggles. This historic exhibition will officially open at Chief Albert Luthuli House on 23rd October 2025, running until 30th October 2025, before moving to Cape Town as part of a national program of remembrance and education. Taking place during OR Tambo Month, the exhibition pays special tribute to President Oliver Reginald Tambo's visionary leadership in building enduring bonds of solidarity between the ANC and the global progressive movement. It was under his stewardship that relations with the Soviet Union, Cuba, and other international allies were strengthened, ensuring that our liberation struggle was not isolated but sustained through material, diplomatic, and moral support. The exhibition is therefore both a tribute to the unwavering solidarity extended to our liberation movements and a reminder to current and future generations of the internationalism that sustained our struggle for freedom. It is also a call to deepen today's global solidarity with oppressed peoples, including the Palestinian struggle, in the spirit of Tambo's enduring message that the fight for freedom must go on until it is won. It is with profound sadness that the ANC conveys its heartfelt condolences to the family of our dearly departed comrade Nathi Mthethwa. Comrade Mthethwa was not only a loyal member of the ANC, but also a servant of the people who dedicated his entire adult life to the liberation struggle and the building of a democratic order. As an organizer in Northern Natal and a regional secretary, which was an equivalent of a provincial secretary in our current constitution, and freedom fighter, Comrade Nathi played a decisive role in advancing free political activity under repressive apartheid conditions. His activism in communities and trade unions laid the ground for democratic participation and broadened the reach of the ANC in that region. He served the movement and the country with diligence, humility, and commitment, whether as a Minister of Police, where he worked to stabilize the security services, or as Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, where he championed heritage, creativity, and social cohesion. He embodied the qualities of discipline, loyalty, and selfless service that the ANC continues to demand of its cadres. As head of political education in our movement, he imparted these very values that characterized him. Comrade Nathi Mthethwa's passing is not only a loss to his family, but to the entire movement and nation. We extend our deepest sympathies to his loved ones, comrades and friends, and to his dear wife, Cde. We dip our revolutionary banner in his honor and pledge to carry forward the ideals he so faithfully lived for. May his soul rest in eternal peace. As we confront the months ahead, the ANC calls upon all South Africans to unite in the struggle for a better life for all. The challenges of unemployment, crime, poverty, and inequality demand collective action, not despair. The ANC remains the only movement with the vision, depth, and experience to lead this struggle. In this month of OR Tambo, we remind ourselves of his enduring counsel that it is our responsibility to break down barriers of division and create a country where there will be neither whites nor blacks, just South Africans, free and united in diversity. As we recommit to renewal and service, let us draw from this wisdom to strengthen our resolve and inspire our path forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, SG. I am now going to invite questions and comments from yourselves, members of the media. I am looking for hands. We'll start there with SABC, followed by ENCA, followed by Newsroom.
Thanks for being here. I have a number of questions in advance, but first and foremost, you mentioned the ANC support for the Madanga Commission. Of course, Cde Mbalula was also mentioned there. I understand he was supposed to appear before the Deputy Commission on the 14th of July, and I remember you told us as members of the media that he sent an apology and didn't appear. When will he appear to actually explain himself and be part of the story, or will he go to the Madanga Commission first? Furthermore, on the issue of Rano, you saw the Jacob Kumalo leading the child between him and was Madala. He proposed to be an ANC member. Is he an ANC member? Can you please tell us that? And I mean, if he is, does it mean we'll be suspending him as an ANC member? Because I mean, in one of the chats he talks about mind of all some regional conferences as well. Mr. Mbalula, I'm also interested in knowing the outcomes of the meeting between the ANC and the Patriotic Alliance. Will you lead to Gate McKenzie's demand for him be reinstated as the NWC of transport? You mentioned the issue of the lifestyle audit, saying that the ANC will actually follow suit. When will you start this process? And just furthermore, you mentioned the Gaza Aid Flotilla. You said that you're putting on the international community to protect those on board. We now know that Mandela Mandela is there. Just your reaction as the ANC, is also mounting pressure on Israel to actually release them. I think I'm so cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Natasha.
The second question?
No,
after integrity.
Someone go back to my question.
No, the second one.
About the problem. Yes, is he an ANC member? And if he is found to be a card-carrying ANC member, would you expel his membership because he talks about the regional conferences of the ANC and funding and Ketmakala
Thank you very much, Natasha. I move on to ENCA.
Thank you very much. I think Natasha has asked some of the questions I want to ask Mr. Mbalula in ENCA. I just wanted to also get clarity around 140 and also Ken Matala. Is Ken Matala also a member of the ANC that you card? And what's going to happen? What action is going to be taken by the party? And obviously, the damning allegations that are coming out of the Madanga Commission of Inquiry, which also seemingly implicates the ANC itself, is this concerning for you as a party, given what we've heard from the Commission, the fact that we're now gearing towards elections? Is this concerning for the ANC in the lead to elections? I think,
Thank you, Mangoba. Newsroom.
Thank you so much, Mateni, Junior Commander from Newsroom Africa. My first question, Mr. Mbalula, is on the question is on, you spoke about supporting the commission and saying that some of the individuals that were implicated will also have an opportunity to appear before the Madanga Commission. Has there been a complaint by some of the individuals that are implicated, particularly ANC leaders that are implicated in the Madanga Commission, of the processes of this Madanga Commission? Because our understanding is that there has been a complaint internally by some of those implicated who are saying that they should have been informed that they are going to be implicated by some of the witnesses and just told what some of those implications might be towards them. But also you spoke about the ANC itself, saying that the ANC is going to take a harsher stance when it comes to ill discipline as well as corruption. How do South Africans then believe some of these things, especially given what has happened when it comes to the Zulu Commission? We still see some of those individuals that are implicated. Yes, the ANC, and you have yourself told us time and again that some of these individuals are challenging some of these outcomes, but we've never had anything from any of the internal disciplinary processes of the ANC, whether it be the disciplinary committee, the integrity committee of the ANC, and also the individuals that are implicated for now. Are they also going to be told to appear before the Integrity Commission? Natasha has already spoken about who are appearing before the Integrity Commission. Are there others who are also going to be appearing? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will proceed to UFM.
Thank you, Howard Mawela from UFM. Mr. Mbalula, how important was this collaboration that you are referring to in the Northwest, when you say various institutions came together to resolve water problems there, and shouldn't be that like second nature how government works, shouldn't be how the government works under any normal circumstances. And then any update on the unstable Northwest municipalities, particularly such as the Lower where the instability comes from ANC factional backgrounds. And regarding the selection of councillor candidates, over the years it's been a very dangerous thing to do, to become an ANC candidate. People beating each other, meetings, at times assassinations. What are you doing differently this time to make sure that you get the best candidates and that the contests are bloodless? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am looking if there are any extra hands. I don't see any. I will then take it back to the SG.
Thank you very much for the questions. SABC, when will Senzo appear before the Integrity Commission? Senzo and whoever implicated will appear before the Integrity Commission, and the Integrity Commission does not announce its work. But I can assure you that they will appear before the Integrity Commission, and it might be as we speak already they've appeared. We don't keep track of that work of appearance of individuals because for every NEC meeting the Integrity Committee reports to the NEC on the cases that they've undertaken. We have just finalized the terms of reference as adopted by the NEC for the Integrity Commission. Integrity Commission now is in the process of convening a national workshop on ethics and integrity for ANC members nationally and establishing provincial integrity commissions in all the 9 provinces. There were integrity commissions in the provinces, but they did not undergo the process of following the guidelines of establishing such commissions, of which one of the requirements is that before you establish an integrity commission in the province, it must be vetted and approved by the national integrity. So since the terms of reference have been finalized, of which we have circulated to all structures, so these meetings, the establishment of provincial commissions will be established, And all of us will undergo this particular workshop. But part of the foundation course we are doing for our members has got an element in it, or in that syllabus, matters of integrity and ethics in terms of that work. So Comrade Senzo will appear before the Integrity Commission, and all other members who are required by all standards to either voluntarily present themselves, or they will then be summoned by the Integrity Commission. And then we'll keep you abreast about the outcome once the NEC have received the reports on those matters. Brian Mokgotsi is a reflection of a bad ANC member, if he is, because he is implicated on siphoning money in the name of the ANC. ANC can't associate itself with such bad behavior. Siphoning money in the reports and all of that, involved in this and that, illegal missions and all of that. ANC can't pride itself of such people if they are its members. And they will face the full wrath of the ANC and accountability from the side of the party. We are a big organization, so he is just but one of others who behave like that. And that is why the question of money in our organization has generally become one of the things that the Electoral Commission is addressing. But it's not through workshops, it's what action we're going to take. Because we know money has been exchanging hands, and characters such as this who claim ANC membership and they don't understand what it means to be a member of the ANC have done deeds that are beyond imagination. I can tell you, we will never associate ourselves with characters like Brian Mokgotsi if he's a member of the ANC and his activities. He must account about that, and the ANC will stand up to such characters who pride themselves openly and publicly about the pride of being involved in things that do not raise the name of the ANC in good stead. Notwithstanding his right as a citizen in terms of the matters he's implicated in, because Alderam Patem requires that he must be listened to. But for the party like ours, we can't have such elements in the organization running amok. And you can see there's no fear in his face, nor the pride of being an ANC member. And he throws it like as if it's a cheap thing. ANC, yes, I'm a member. I did this and did that. Yes, there's nothing wrong connecting with so and so and all of that and so on. I do have relations with them. Not in our name. Not in our name. The ANC can't associate ourselves with such dubious characters and so on, and we pride ourselves of them, that they carry the emblem of that they once or they are members of our organization. The people are telling us out there very clearly, we trust the ideas of what the ANC stand for, but we don't trust the vehicle. Who are the people who are battering this vehicle? It's characters like those. Matlala is not even an issue where we have to dig. They must face the law where they are, and their associations and all of that. Even if it means those associates are in the ANC, they must be rooted out, they must be smoked out, because that association is wrong. It can't be associated with the movement. Use the ANC as a cover for criminal activity. If it happened, and it is now been reported, it is alleged, and such characters have misused the name of our organization, they must be brought to book and the law must grind. And they must face the full might of the law in terms of their criminal activities. It has got nothing with our movement. We know of such characters who have abused the name. It's not only them. There are some in the system who have abused the good name of the ANC for their criminal activities. Sometimes to the detriment of the organization, but without knowledge of even the people they claim to be representing. Somebody will go around and say, Minister so-and-so have mandated me and all of that. You meet people around and then they say, hey, I intervened for this and that. And the money has gone into the pockets of criminals. We know that our organization is infiltrated by criminal elements and it extends to cartels. Sometimes not in the knowledge of comrades who are in positions of leadership. And they've become victims of these criminals. If this is the moment to get rid of such, let it be. And if Madanga Commission is going to help us exorcise in the system of the ANC by extension such criminal elements, let this opportunity not be missed by such. But I can tell you, on behalf of the ANC, criminal elements who are throwing our name as a movement and the ANC in vain will never be tolerated, even for a day in our party. And at the present moment is the last time they go around brandishing the name of the ANC for this and that and their own activities. They must account. They must account for their actions. And the ANC has got nothing to do with their behavior and activities. And let every member of the ANC learn from this ordeal that be alert, be on the lookout of comrade Tsotsis. Even during the days of struggle, we had Tsotsis. We were involved in the struggle. We went to jail. We were tortured by the Boers. There were others who were thugs, looting, doing everything in the townships in the name of the struggle. And then we said, no, not in our name. Oliver Tambo from Lusaka said those activities carried out are activities of Tsotsis, rebel arousers. Those are activities of agent provocateurs. Even in this struggle today, you have agent provocateurs who are planted in our movement en masse to infiltrate and hijack the ANC. And we see them, these Tsotsis, wearing our colors, masquerading as the best of the best among us, and yet their activities are what are now come to be seen for what they are in commissions like Madanga. There can never be an ANC member and a leader who can have proud association with criminal elements like that. And some of our leaders get to associate with these criminals unknowingly. But today, it's a lesson for everyone. And the ANC is not going to keep quiet and stand back and allow its name to be dragged by criminals. There are many who do such activities in the name of Minister so-and-so, and yet they are perpetrating criminal activities. And even that minister doesn't even know that his name or her name is being brandished in corners of criminality, in the dark corners of criminality, in the corners of cartels in our country. It calls for vigilance. When we say revolutionaries in the revolutionary process must be vigilant, today vigilance means the enemy is not something you can see. The enemy is elements like this. Vigilance means be alive to the effect that who are you associating with and what are their intentions? Who are they, these people who are doing these things in the... Now we see them. We see them. And they are coming to light. Notwithstanding their rights in terms of our constitution that the things that they are implicated in They will stand and defend themselves, whatever is the case, explain themselves, but the ANC, explaining or not explaining, can never have members who masquerade and do such things, in the name of the ANC. And we know there are activities all over, and even in our country. So I am saying, be alert to Komtsotis and agent provocateurs who have infiltrated our organization for quite some time. And this is the moment and the time of renewal that they must perish in the system of our movement. When it comes to lifestyle audit, we have committed as the ANC and taken a decision that we must undertake lifestyle audits. But lifestyle audits must be done by credible institutions. And this matter now is seized with the working committee to do that. At the level of government, the executive must lead from the front, including in the SOEs, including as well as in the public service. It must start first with us, the lifestyle audit, the life we live and all of that. And that is going to be undertaken in terms of the ANC. It must be credible, it must be informed by the prescripts of the law so that it does not degenerate to witch hunt. And it must not be selective. It will apply to everybody across all levels of the organization. Now, though for those who are in government and those who are outside government, Flotilla, we are in solidarity with Mandla Mandela and all others. And as the African National Congress, we joined thousands and thousands, led by our Deputy Secretary General, Nomvula Mkonyane, in Cape Town, in solidarity for the self-determination of the people of Palestine. And we are not going to stop in that. And our government must do everything in their power to support those South Africans, including Mandla Mandela, who are on this mission, which in our view, it's a mission of peace. Citizens of different countries and citizens of the globe who are unarmed and transporting goodwill and humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza. And our president represented as well at the United Nations General Assembly. And we will have seen as South Africa in this solidarity. We are not alone. But South Africa must be among the leading nations in condemning the genocide and Israeli apartheid. It cannot be that a state insists on annihilating another nation. It cannot be, and therefore that thing does not signify injustice. And we have seen communities and countries in the world standing up for the freedom of the Palestinian people. And this is who we are as South Africa. For us to be free, actions had to be undertaken. Apartheid had to be isolated. The state of Israel, brutal state of Israel, must be taken on by all peace-loving people. We don't want the demise of Israel as a state. We want the freedom of Palestine living side by side with Israel. But what Netanyahu is advocating for, which is evil, is to eradicate a state of people who have got a right to have their own state, control their own affairs, have their own culture, living side by side and at peace. And that is what will guarantee peace in the Middle East. And that's what we are about. Not that people must be displaced, children and everyone else. And therefore, we say that is peace. It cannot be peace. Self-determination means freedom of others. And that's what is important to us. as the African National Congress in this struggle for peace, and we support and will continue to call on Israel to step back and allow flotilla to pass and release those who have been intercepted, who now it is reported that they have been kidnapped in this particular mission. That includes Mandla Mandela. ENCA, Brian Mokhodzi, I've answered that question. If he's a member, or whoever is a member like Matala, because you can join ANC and it is discovered at a later stage that you are a person of this kind. The things that are reported about these people are, they will make your blood to run in terms of the activities that are reported. But the state is doing its work, and I will leave it to the state to accomplish that work and deal with these individuals. ANC implicated in the commission. The ANC is not implicated in the commission. Individuals who are given a responsibility in government to become ministers are implicated, not the ANC. Individuals who happen to be ministers are implicated. Whether that it is true or not, it is for them in the roles they occupied. Yes, of course, deployed by the ANC to answer to those allegations. And the commission is a perfect platform, not a kangaroo court. It's a perfect platform for themselves to answer. If the commission comes to conclusions that affect these individuals, the ANC will have to act. You are correct. The Zondo Commission came and passed, and therefore the question lingers on. What does the ANC say about those who were implicated in the Zondo Commission? Is our resolution sufficient to deal with matters that even affect people in commissions? Because our resolution says you step aside when you are arrested and so on. But our resolution doesn't say what happens to you when you are implicated in terms of ethics and so on, and that is left to the Integrity Commission. So the Integrity Commission dealt with the matters, as you would have known, which affected individuals in terms of matters of integrity. Some of the people who appeared in the Zondo Commission, most of them are not even members of the ANC anymore. Others, you would have seen them. They are in the famous party next door, and they are in parliament, who have been implicated and have been arrested. If they were in the ANC, they will not be in our role at the present moment. Those who are arrested and so on. So the law enforcement must do its work, and that's it. But if you are in the ANC, you are affected and you are arrested because of the Zondo Commission, you will step aside. That's what will actually happen. So some members of the ANC have taken the outcome of the Zondo Commission on review. We don't have answers on the side of the law, even where the commission have said that they must be prosecuted. And that process is grinding. It's happening. Because prosecution can't be malicious. Work must be undertaken to prosecute anybody. Otherwise, you become a Hollywood and under pressure, succumbing to pressure groups. You take people to court and then you can prosecute them because you don't have a case against them. So successful convictions are important in this particular instance to deal with matters. But what I can report to you is that the ANC have come a long way. The ANC have come a long way. From the days when people were arrested, implicated in corruption, and it was said that presumption of innocence. We have now implemented the step-aside rule. And as we go to the General Council, look at these resolutions, including corruption and all of that, we have implemented since the last conference. We will obviously improve on this. Obviously, society is calling on us to be more harsher and harsher and harsher on the question of corruption. But from where we come from, there is a difference. You will never find anyone who happened to be a leader or an individual implicated in acts of corruption in court, supported by people with ANC colors. And when that happens, we will take action about those members, including about that member of the ANC who would have been on step aside. Why do you go and sing about freedom songs which remind us, inspire us about our forward momentum? Go and sing songs of revolution in a place of people who have undermined the very same values of what inspire our forward momentum. Singing freedom songs in court to protect an alleged corrupt person is singing in vain. It's evil. And no member of the ANC must be associated with that. And there's no diplomacy about it. There's no diplomacy about it. We are decisive about it. And even yourselves, you will have seen many members of the ANC appearing in court. Some of them, you don't even write about them, you forgot about them. We can list. There's no song. It ended with somebody whom I took after him. Yeah. So it ended with that. There's no longer marches and hiring of buses up and down, supporting individuals in vain, because we didn't send people to be corrupt. Guys, corruption can happen anywhere, including in China. And when we meet with the Chinese and our comrades in China, they say that these were the difficult years the revolution of China got to be tested over time. And they had to take drastic steps, including Umla. You are found to be corrupt in China, you are gone. There's no march. You are stealing from the poor. Mao Zedong said, deal with one to educate others. Those were the difficult times in the history of the Chinese Communist Party. Even those who got liberated before us will tell you about corruption. And the ANC has just tasted power in 30 years. And yet we have come to witness this corruption that have come with our ascendancy to political power as part of the sins of incumbency. We must deal with that. We can't be pussyfooting about it. The question of corruption, and fight with people when they say, no, ANC is corrupt. We must fight corruption to a point where society agrees that our movement, the African National Congress, is not corrupt. I can stand on the podium and say ANC is not corrupt. The question is believability. What actions have we taken? I've mentioned to you steps we have taken, including people who can distort you, send fake screenshots and say Mbalula says the last person who's corrupt is a T person in the office, circulate it and all of that, and then you put fake. That's how our organization has been battered in the public eye and the public domain. And we understand perfectly what we're dealing with. Even when we are dealing with this, there are others who still believe that, no, you are on the wrong path. But those are outweighed by the majority that says renewal is the answer. And that's where we are now. And the ANC is going still to go up steep and taking difficult decisions in the fight against corruption. But for now, we are moving ahead. And it's important that the state institutions which were crippled to deal with this matter are actually empowered going forward. So all in all, the ANC is not implicated. There are many people and things that are going to be said, and some are circulated in WhatsApp groups and all of that. And our message is simple. We are not in the crime scene. Those who are implicated must stand up. Not hide behind the banner of the ANC. The ANC will defend the right thing, will not defend the wrong things. The ANC will defend every member whom it believes is being victimized and so on, but will not defend wrongdoing. If I was deployed, and there are things that are said about me in the area where I was deployed, I must stand up for myself. If somebody wake up crazy and say things about the Secretary General of the ANC excited by Twitter, I must stand up for my name, my good name, against that individual and use the tools, because South Africa is not a banana republic. You can't just come without substance. I must stand up. I must not drag the ANC. Mahlengi wanted to issue a statement when I defeated somebody in court who dragged my name in disrepute. I said, no, leave it, it's my business. You don't know whether this person is right or wrong, or I'm on the wrong myself. Let me fight it out. And if it is important for me, it must happen to everybody. It must be upon individuals implicated to clear themselves if they believe they are in the wrong. And if they cannot, and they are found to be on the wrong side, the ANC will take steps. The ANC will take steps. We supported the Madlanga Commission. We're still saying it now. We are not running a commentary on that. Of course, there are many things that are earth-shattering, unbelievable, that have been said in that commission. But we must respect the judge, the commissioners, and those who are giving evidence, and not prejudge. Because when you do that, calling for heads to roll and all of that and so on, wait for people to account fully. When they have done that, the judge have wait on the evidence before them and investigated. People are going to be prosecuted. Even before that commission ends, I suppose. That's what the president said. And the terms of a reference allow that. I suppose the law must grind. The commission can't wait till the end. In 3 months, Judge Madlanga must give us preliminary direction of where we are going. But listening to everybody. So we don't want a kangaroo court here. Allow the processes to unfold. And as they unfold, right at the beginning, there are about 2 to 3 witnesses that have appeared. 3 already. And there are people who have already said that not close the commission, arrest Sibambi Lelendab. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. The most important thing has happened. It will never happen anywhere except in South Africa here. Otherwise, those things would have been fast and then put under the carpet. Criminals are running amok in our country and so on. And the police also have done a good job and are doing a good job under the circumstances with all the challenges that they face. Criminal cartels in this country, even those that you know by name, are in jail, sentenced, the untouchables. Do you think that happened not under correct stewardship and determination of men and women in blue? You can mention them. in Cape Town, you know them, who are known criminal cartels. They are in jail, sentenced by this police force. By this police force. For the first time, I was in the police. These criminals have been running amok, up and down, selling drugs to our kids, manufacturing them right in our backyards in Soweto, drugs and everything, transporting them by road to Cape Town and killing our children. They are behind the bars. The masters are behind the bars. They are arrested. Others are on trial. Do you think that happened without sacrificing? By police, sacrificing, working in the belly of the enemy and bringing these criminals to book. And those policemen must be saluted amidst the challenges. They are good policemen in our country, and they are men. They are many. They are not men, but they are many, because there are women amongst them. Others are working in the belly of the criminal cartels to bring them to book. We've got them behind the bars today. You can mention them. They are there behind the bars. Arrested, not just arrested, convicted, 10 years in jail. A person you would have been told that he will never be arrested, untouchable. We brought them to book. The police brought them to book. And they are in jail. These fly-by-nights who are coming up now, they will meet their destiny too, if we believe in the police force that is not entangled in the criminal networks, working with criminals, undermining the stability of our state, and so on. And we know that those policemen, wherever they are, they've got our support. They've got support of 60 million South Africans who don't like crime and are not easily impressed by criminal life. There's been any complaint? We don't know. People who want to complain about the commission, they must go to the commission. ANC doesn't run the commission. People who've got complaints about processes of the commission who are implicated, they must go there and complain to Judge Madlanga, write to him and all of that. If I'm implicated, I will write to the judge that, no, I think you are unfair for not, it's not, they must complain there. Let's give the commission to run and to bring us the results, and the results must be followed up. And the results must be respected. Even by the ANC, they must be respected by all of us in terms of the outcome of, but let us not do the prejudice, because if we prejudice individuals, it will make us falter in terms of the work that we're doing. The ANC have explained we are dealing with wrongdoing in as far as how it affects our members. Individuals implicated, I've answered that particular question. You are right, UFM. Collaboration is important in terms of service delivery. As much as people can make a lot of noise about the statements at the roll call, the fundamental question is not about whether the statement is wrong or right, is how are we going to rise as the ANC. You can't rise by telling lies, claiming easy victories and masking difficulties. People are not going to eat ideology or rhetoric or slogans. They want to see the ANC they love working. And in doing so, you are not going to do it by kowtowing behind others. Helen Zile's announced a mayor in Joburg. ANC forgets what it's supposed to do, run after Zile. Zile is going to be a failure for the majority of people, like he is in Cape Town. It's not a messiah. What the ANC must live up to in terms of Johannesburg, how do you protect the disadvantage in Johannesburg? When the mayor of DA came into power here, who's that doctor? And he crossed over to Action SA, not Action SA, or she was married. He went by marriage there. So, Yeah, no, she didn't. Sorry, my apologies to her. But, my apologies to her. She didn't go to Action SA. She was only married to somebody belonging to another party. But when she was leading DA, implementing DA policy, she said to the people of Soweto, pay up or ship out on the liability and not paying for services. They didn't care about what happens. Go to Cape Town. Go to the Western Cape where the DA governs. They don't have indigent policy that cushions the poor. We started this policy right from the beginning. Not because there is an election. We started right from the beginning because we understand the conditions our people are living in. The DA, you don't have that. In the areas where they are, if Unoma Gogo and everybody else, they are cushioned in terms of services and so on in the different areas, not where the DA governs. There where they govern, you are equal. And you know we are unequal. We are unequal. We live in the most unequal society in our country. And when we say it's because of apartheid, it's like we have done an invention of something that anybody does not agree with. So we don't kowtow the DA and what they do. We must do what it is right. We must do what it is right as the ANC, and our people will rise with us. And that is what is important. So if we fix things and we're among our communities and we do all the right things, collaboration and fixing water in the basic needs of our people like it happens in Northwest, and we are reporting about it here. And we're doing things in fixing water, dealing with the infrastructure and all of that, working with our people. Because we need to work with people also. That government will work on its own. It's not going to happen because at the end of the day, criminals are vandalizing the infrastructure for criminal activities and so on. We need to work with society and curtail the criminal element on the ground. And how to deal with instability, we are going to make big announcements on the issues of the action plan in the next 2-3 weeks on local government. We are going to bring changes in a number of municipalities in the country, but based on evaluation. Mayors who underperform, who have just been on rogue act in different towns and areas in the country, we are going to give you a big report and the changes we are making from the action plan. We've got reports. Ditsobotla will come to life and intervention. It's not only Ditsobotla, Taung, we're going to intervene there. And we're intervening, working with Northwest, provincial executive of the ANC. There's going to be changes all around. The statement by Ramaphosa, our president, that where there is failure and it is human, orchestrated, there will be changes. Watch the space, it's coming. Not for elections. We're doing it in terms of the action plan. We're looking at the provinces across the country. We will start here and end there, everywhere in the country. Mayors who think that they should be there and not do what they are required to do, their time is over, it's up. And therefore, not factional basis. Bring people to the fore who are going to do the work on the ground. So that is our mandate. How do we ensure that conflicts are bloodless? Look, we are going to look at and improve our guidelines, and we'll present to you at the end. So we're discussing them. Where there have been conflicts on the ground, on the selection process, we will deal with that going forward, because people don't want a fighting ANC. We win when we are united and so on. We won a by-elections with big margins, highly contested in Tshwane yesterday, over 2,000. It's a by-elections, it's not election day. In by-elections, the turnout is normally low, but this by-elections was hotly contested, but the ANC emerged. But the ANC emerges because the people believe in the ANC. And it is these people who are telling us today that your story is not won out. It is won out on Twitter, but not among us. Because the ANC is our vehicle. Remember, the people trust the ANC and the ideas. But we have now come to the understanding that we are now remaining with ideas that are trusted, not the vehicle. Because the people who are supposed to drive the vehicle are basically sleeping on the job. And they are just causing accidents everywhere. So we are going to curtail, change the driver, bring the fresh one. In most instances where we find that we've got challenges of unlicensed drivers. Now, in conclusion, with regard to this particular matter, the ANC list has improved from where we were in the last election. We have got most ANC councillors, we've got qualifications, which was the requisite in terms of the guidelines. Okay? So in this particular instance going forward, looking at the list, we're going to look at the challenges that we've got, and then the NEC will reflect on that and take decisions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, SG, for those very comprehensive responses. And I see that there's one hand. Is it a question that was not followed through? Let me come. If you could just remind us.
Yes. Sorry, just to remind you, the questions are asked about the categorize the meeting.
There's the PA. Okay.
Also, just to he mentioned earlier on the various conferences, outstanding conferences, he mentioned the conferences in Limpopo. Just correct me if I'm wrong, I know that in the Damukara region, very Northern Masharani, I think he had set up task teams to actually investigate those conferences. I just want to know if the report is ready, what are the outcomes of the investigation of task teams?
By the task team, thank you very much. I'm going to ask colleagues to be crisp, go back to newsroom and back to UFM.
Okay, Julie Kuman from Newsroom Africa. Just a quick one, SG. You also held a position as the police minister for 2017 to 2018. As someone who spoke about being accountable, can you assure South Africans that during your tenure, all of these things that are coming out at the Mandela Commission did not exist? Like, you did not overstep the line, there was no influence by criminal cartels on your tenure during that time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, thank you. How I am again. Mr. Mbalula, on the local government elections, as you celebrate the by-election results, previously the ANC had a gripe with how the formula that the IEC used to calculate seats, in particular PR seats. But is this just an issue that frustrates you, or is there any practical action that you are taking to challenge that going into the next election? Because as I recall, you complained that you win the most wards, but then the parties that follow end up with a higher number of PR seats. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With that, I will take it back to the SG.
The meetings with the PA and all the coalition partners in Johannesburg have been held between our structures and them. We'll get the feedback by today about those engagements, but they've been cordial and quite encouraging. We believe that we don't need that altercation. If we have to fight among coalition partners, there are important things to fight about. We shouldn't fight about whether Kenny should come or not come. Kenny is sent by PA It's not sent by himself. And it is in the coalition where we agreed that they will take transport. So why should we fight over that? We shouldn't fight over that. We are coalition partners, and then we need to work together as coalition partners in Johannesburg. So we are not in support of sustaining instability and so on. PA and its membership and its leadership and all of that have got a capacity to address its own challenges through Gaten McKenzie and Kenny Kunene. So we believe that those matters should be settled right there and then. Because we have not won Johannesburg, we are in coalition. If we had won Johannesburg, we wouldn't have some of the people in the executive. We will have our own people, and if you ask us about the people we put in the executive as the ANC, it will be a different story altogether. But if you ask us about who is this in the executive, we will not be in a position to answer because this is a reflection of the outcome of the election. That gave us a coalition with political parties. Let me explain the story of the task teams in Limpopo. The task teams were there to listen to members of the ANC who complained about the outcome of the conference. They had nothing to do about whether the conference was legit or not. If it is, they will then make their own recommendation. Because there are people who complained about the conference and its outcome and so on. But the task team, in terms of its mandate and all of that, it's not its call to make a determination about the outcome of the conferences. The conferences were convened by the province, and National does not run regional conferences. Regional conferences are run by provinces. We don't jump here and run a regional conference. We went to a regional conference in Vembe, deployed extra because we were asked to do that. But entirely, that conference is a product of the province. If the province says the conference was not legit and all of that, they will make that determination as a provincial executive committee and the structures of the province. They will make that determination. And so from where we stand, the Provincial Executive Committee of Limpopo have not said that. We came in with the task team to address the concerns of ANC members and to cement unity on the ground and to address those concerns. Yes, the report has been presented not in a distorted fashion, and the report has never been meant for public, that when the report is done, SG will announce in public. My job, when that report has been processed and agreed to by the officials and the NWC, is to take it to the structures of Limpopo. Those who leak it is their business. I've got no mandate to take internal matters of the ANC and address them in public, because that's internal organizational matter of the ANC that we're addressing. And we are addressing that with our structures. And the report, yes, it is done. We have received it. It was presented to the officials. It's been processed. And then in the next 2 weeks or so, we should be on the ground to brief the structures of Limpopo about the way forward. But anyone must never entertain the myth that there is no regional structure in Limpopo and so on. All regional conferences from where we stand in Limpopo are done, unless otherwise advised. Okay? Up until then, and there's no such a resolution, conferences are done. We're done with conferences in Limpopo in terms of the regional conferences of the ANC. Comrades must work to integrate and work with those who have even lost in those conferences. We've got no time to waste on people who are crying foul about the outcome of. We must spend time working with our people on the ground and consolidate the ANC, not for the elections, but for an organization that it has to be to serve our people. That's what is important. Our structures must do. Khumalo, I'm not going to talk about my tenure as a Minister of the Police. If you want me, you know where I stay, and the Commission knows where I stay. If I'm implicated, I will be ready to go and account. No holy cows. I've got no difficulties with that. At the present moment, I'm addressing ANC matters. I'm not addressing Madlanga Commission. So those questions can arise from the Commission. And I don't want to speak about matters that do not concern me at the present moment. I don't know whether they will concern me and so on. But if they do, I will be ready to do that as a Minister of Police appointed by President Zuma and recalled by Ramaphosa. So I am ready to do that as a disciplined member of the ANC, but equally for the sake of South Africans, I'll be ready to do that. But kasi Sotho bare we kinya kon ntse sa o batling, so a get we kinya kon ntse sa mpatling ke sa botso bo mabina go tsholwa a o so fetse o tsholwa o setse o bi we get us kon pampir. No, I can't. I was a Minister of Police. I'm just giving you a glimpse, and I know what is happening there. And I was not just a minister, I was a Deputy Minister of Police also. So I'm not going to invite myself where I'm not being invited or implicated. So if I am invited in that capacity when I was minister and I'm required to appear before the commission, I'll do so and answer, as I've done with the Zondo Commission about state capture. Why did I say Guptas are a problem? I was there at the commission. And I saw you, some of you making jokes when there was a blast compared to Mkhwanazi. I'm not a policeman. When there is a blast, I know what is the difference between a gun sound and everything. That man is strange. That's why he was seated like this. Because he knows, he have experienced noise of guns in his life. I'm not. So that's why if something can, you are going to run like nobody because you are civilians. So that's what it is. So we want the commission to succeed and we must support it as a movement. We do. And if any individual is implicated in it, they will appear before it. The formula, look, I'm not going to talk about it now. I've got no mandate to question the formula of the IEC. The ANC doesn't just lament. We are a governing party. So we can't lament about formulas. If we believe that there's something wrong about the formula, we must do something about it. Only then I will talk about it. So I don't want to abuse this platform and start talking about formula. And then 80 members of the NEC says, we don't know what the SG was talking about. Because it's a privilege to be here, to communicate decisions of the ANC, not what I feel, I think. And the matter like this is very sensitive. And if it is under discussion and we resolve on it to open the issue of the formula on the question of this local government formula, then I will be able to communicate that in public. Thank you.
I am certain that we have exhausted all of the issues that were contained in our statement and the responses of the SG. Colleagues, we are adjourned. I will request those that want to have a quick one-on-ones to stay behind. I know ENCA, we'll start with ENCA. Thank you very much, Comrade SG. Thank you very much, members of the media. We are adjourned.
ENCA one-on-one with you. Okay, Makayen. No, not decided. If I can pick it up with